Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Christian Jagra, and I'm partner here with my beautiful wife, who is hosting the meeting this morning. We're dialing in. We're here. We are with the dial-ups in the 1980s. We're actually logged in here from Toronto, Canada. It's always a pleasure to share the opportunity of God Backup. Folks, there's a lot going on right now with God Backup, just a lot. There is contests, cash contests. Every single one of you have an opportunity. Now, there is a deadline for this. The moment they reach the first 100 people who actually recruit 5 people, they're going to have their own branding website done for them. Folks, I
That's
don't know
huge.
about you, but this is huge. I know that for years I've been working on branding websites. It takes a lot of time and a lot of knowledge. Most people don't have the knowledge on how to create a website, specifically a professional website, not like square pictures in a cheap, cheesy website, but a very professional looking website where you can gather leads to be able to follow up with you based on your marketing activities on social media and so forth. So you want to take advantage of that. Just wanted to mention this. Stick to the end. We're going to show you a little bit at the end what's going on, how it all works. But first of all, let's welcome here Bakshi from Bangladesh. Thank you for joining in. MC from Texas. Great to see you here. And Flora from Belgium. And all of you here that are going to be joining us live, thank you for being here. Really appreciate you. This is a morning session. It's not as big. It's basically most people are at work, but some of you are joining us here. And at the end of the day, we want to help you propel your business, build your business. And Tammy and I are very, very consistent. And this coming Saturday, we're going to be doing a training on how to deal with subordinate accounts. You know, when you create your account, we'll explain that in GotBackup. But what if you have family members and how do they get access to software to install all their things? So we'll talk about that on Saturday. So Tammy, let's share with the audience, how do we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, first of all, happy Friday, everybody. And we're happy to see you here. It's always nice to see familiar faces. And Chris and I, we were introduced to Got Backup a little over 2 years ago. The project was fairly new. And the owner of this project, he's the founder of a company called Global Virtual Opportunities, and Got Backup is a division of that. And we've been friends for so many years, watching the kids grow up and, grandkids, all that stuff. Well, Joel's kids don't have kids yet, but ours do. And he was telling us about this new project and how excited he was. And he wanted to see if Chris and I were open, because we've built our careers in network marketing for many, many years. 27 years, Chris.
Mhm.
And it's going so fast, the years. And he's known of our success in building international. And he was telling us how big this was going to be. And we said, oh my gosh, yeah, let's have a look at it. So what you're going to see today is exactly what we saw. And you'll see the big picture of all of this and why timing is everything. And so Chris, do you want to add to that?
Yes, absolutely. And folks, the reason why we chose to be part of the project, the God Backup project, it's because we have friends from all over the world. We know that economy has created a lot of, let me rephrase that. There's been a lot of changes that people need to readjust to. And we understand that starting an opportunity, especially in the network marketing arena, it could be quite expensive, especially when you're dealing with US brand companies. But this one is really interesting because the price point is so affordable. Everybody can afford getting started. It's like buying a Starbucks coffee, right? And on a monthly basis. In fact, people spend way more than that on their coffee on a monthly basis, but that's like one fancy cup. And so we saw an opportunity for families to be impacted globally. We saw potential for massive growth. There's a company called Dropbox who has over 700 million users. They do not pay you for telling others about it, but they give you storage space on the cloud. Well, what if they pay you where you can turn your dreams into reality? Looking at his pictures over here from left to right, you can see the father showing off the set of keys. They brought a brand new home for his beautiful girls and wife. And what about traveling where you want to opposed to where you can afford to? Is not a nice concept. Adding new family members, understanding the cost of living is so high today that you're paying more for transportation than the actual goods. So it's just a fact of life today. And the other thing too is you need to have some money left for retirement, folks. You can't work, 40, 50 years of your life and having nothing to show for. So maybe something has happened because of what's been going on with our economy. Some of us has done very well and some of us maybe not so much. But what if you had an opportunity to add on to what you've been cultivating all your life? This is what we want to talk to you about here today.
Yeah, Chris and I get really excited about investing. We've been doing this for so many years, and the key is to have extra money, because when you have extra money, you can do more things. And investing has to be part of your portfolio for the future, right? And to build a legacy. And that's what it's all about. We love helping people. Average people just like Chris and I, who were sick and tired of the system, decided to take our own fate in our own hands and joined into the network marketing world, where we're at home, we're at the comfort of our home, we don't deal with traffic. We build our businesses and we help countless of thousands of people build their own businesses in the global market. So we're with GotBackup, we're excited about this project. Yeah.
And welcome, Silly Nab and Inyanam. Welcome. Great to see you guys here. See, folks, the company began in 1997 from Gatineau, Quebec. This is around where I met Joel, around 2000 or so. And I remember Joel telling me that their customer base was growing so fast at the time that the infrastructure that was in a city where he lived in couldn't support future growth. And the city told them, we can add a little bit, but then after that, that's it. And that's when he made the executive decision to move in Texas in a 10,000 square feet data center. I remember that building was completely empty, and he created this amazing environment for the storage and the business that is there. So instead of me explaining all of this in details, let's look on the back end from the Mount's owner on exactly what it looks like on the back there. Let's check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So you can watch the rest of this video from your back office once you're a member of GotBackup. And folks, I want to focus here on global trends, because if you want to make money and kind of secure your future, you always have to be aware of the trends and where the demand is going, where the market is going, where are people willing to spend their money. And one of the things that's very important is the cloud storage, right? Let's cover that, Tammy.
Yeah, and you can see there's almost 15 billion devices in the world. And Chris and I have been traveling for a long time. And everywhere we ever went, people have two phones in their hands often. And it's because one's full and the other one they haven't filled up yet, and so we're like, oh my gosh, when Joel shared this with us, the light bulb went on, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely huge for the global market.
Yeah, and on that note, it's also not just that the phone is full, but sometimes there's different services. Some are cheaper or better for calls, and others are better for data services. That's and true. All of these things. So there's many reasons.
The pricing and the value, yeah.
Exactly. And folks, even though this slide's a bit older, I want you to see the trend from 2011 to 2023 went from 6% to 60% in growth, folks. This is absolutely massive. The size of cloud storage market worldwide, these are revenues from 90 billion in 2022 to close to $500 billion in 2030. And I think that's a conservative number because everybody's going on the cloud. It is so convenient. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Even if you don't have your devices with you, you can log in on a hotel lobby into your GotBackup account and access some things you might have saved, like your flight itinerary or whatever. It is so convenient. Let's talk about the cell phone addiction.
Yeah, we always say cell phone addiction, but the truth is everybody's using their devices for absolutely everything. You've got some percentages here. People use it for alarm clock. Chris and I, security, we can keep an eye on our property. Because we don't rent out our property in Florida. That's our second home. We can keep an eye on that through the app. I mean, we purchase our stuff through a click from the phone. I mean, it's amazing what we can do. And that's why, they're always saying cell phone addiction. But the one with the date nights, that one makes me laugh when you're with a spouse. Yeah, you shouldn't be on.
That's a no-no. You got to unplug.
You got to be unplugging and connecting. I get the emergency part because we have kids and grandkids, so we do have our phones with us. But yeah.
Yeah, if you want to have a nice romantic evening, folks, and you go ahead and you go in a nice restaurant, spend all this money for that, you certainly don't want to be half your time on the cell phone. It doesn't build up on, the leading to where you want it to lead into. So keep that in mind. Folks, data loss is a growing concern, right? And this is the thing where often it's like an insurance policy. Nobody likes to pay for an insurance, but at the end of the day, if God forbid something happens, you certainly wish you had. And this is the thing about data loss. I mean, these devices, folks, could have years and years and years of pictures and videos that you've accumulated. And God forbid, if this device is stolen or lost, you lost everything. 45% cell phone users have damaged, accidentally lost their data. 5,700 screen cracked every hour. Laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. Now, folks, I've been through that, and it happens, and it kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, it's life. But if your precious data is stored on a cloud, you just need to reconnect your device on the cloud and bring everything back. That's what's so cool. Here's another
I think of
message
all
that we
the
get.
yeah, I think of all the devastation that happens around the world, and so many things can happen in a flash. We don't think about it, but we lose our stuff, and then it's devastating. Absolutely. I mean, that's the reason why Joel put this whole thing together, was his story on the cruise ship, right? When his external drive and his laptop got stolen. Yeah, so here, I mean, we all getting these messages, right? It's something that's absolutely normal. That's why connecting with people is so easy, because people are getting these messages. They're tired of it. They want, you have two choices. You either pay more, or you start eliminating your precious data. So
Here's an
people are going to
example.
pay, right?
Here's a practical example. My mom's 83.
Yeah.
She has an iPad, and she has our computer, which is running a little slower. With this past weekend, I fixed all that. But now that everything is stored on the cloud, she can safely remove some of the things that she has in her devices that are kind of not blocking, but kind of providing it to use it properly, because it's too full. So everything is on the cloud. And I showed her. So my mom's 83 years old. So just to show you folks, it's something that is very, very common. The second trend is to make more money. And the fact here is we're living in a time where, folks, I can tell you that there are going to be people, new millionaires and billionaires are going to be created with new ideas. So don't be alarmed and fear all the changes occurring in the global economy, folks. All it means is there are changes happening and you need to adjust. And the fact is, this venture here is an exact opportunity that you can take advantage of. You can leverage from these global trends with GotBackup, because everybody has a device. Everybody knows that the eventually device will get full. In fact, companies are counting on it. That's another stream of income for many companies. That's why the cloud storage, it's such a growing thing. But companies that gives you an income opportunity, that's something that you certainly want to consider. Let's talk a little bit about our product.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get 6 terabytes of data storage with GotBackup. And on your account, you can have 5 additional sub accounts, members of your family. They don't even have to live in your household, unlimited devices, all of that for $10 a month. Now, when Joel was telling Chris and I that, the light bulb went on. I said, oh my gosh, every single family needs this value, especially in today's economy. And to be able to share your data with your family members, that's huge, you guys. That's really huge. And on top of it, which blew our mind, it's a home-based business, and it's all about paying people to tell other people. I think that's a really, really good thing. Instead of, always feeding the fat cat, right? Always feeding the big corporations. This way, we're feeding the people who are out there sharing value with people. So that is so exciting.
Data loss is a very painful experience. I totally agree. And Nam, it's just, again, it's something that we don't think about until it happens. And I know some of you are saying, well, I'm using iCloud or Dropbox or Google Drive. At first, they all have the same price range, and trust me, these prices are changing every year, but it's around 2 terabytes. Now, GotBackup is within the same price range and maybe 2 penny less. But my point is 6 terabytes, 3 times the storage, and you can have an unlimited amount of devices, and you're not limited to an Apple device or Android device or a PC or a Mac. Everything can be stored in there, and I'll show you that in a minute. What makes it interesting, shy of $100, this is for a year. I highly recommend to buy the year. Why? Because first of all, your price becomes $8 in change. That is a really good price. On top of that, folks, when you build a business, it's kind of nice where the next auto ship is in 12 months from now. That gives you 12 months to earn your income for every single person you enroll, on the fact that we'll show you that they give you 50% of that on the initial sale. So, which is really cool. We'll come back to that in a minute. Looking at the competitors, again, the main three, iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive, look at the prices, 660, 360, 216. Again, prices may vary because obviously times are changing, but I assure you that shy of $100 with everything else, unbillable value. You can't keep up with that. So before we do a little bit of a demo on how to install this on our devices, Tammy, let's summarize this quickly.
Sure. So you get 6 terabytes. You can add 6 additional members, $9.97 a month. You can choose to pay yearly. Unlimited devices, absolutely massive. And you got a chance to check out the video. If you didn't, the person that introduced you can share that video with you easily. And it's the 30-day money-back guarantee. So I don't know anybody who would want to set everything up, have all that organization. That's what really excites me. I'm so structured now. Before I had Google Drive, I had Dropbox, I had all this stuff all over the place, and now it's all structured. I don't know anybody who would want to set things up and go back to paying more for less value. It's crazy.
Makes no sense. And the fact that, and I agree, Abudu, is the second trend is make more money. And this is exactly what we're talking about right now. So let's look at a quick installation process using your phone device. Now, remember, there's two installation. One is for your computer and the other one is for your mobile devices. I'm going to show you exactly how to install it.
Hey, everybody. This is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these 3 little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these 3 boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
I'm sure many of you would agree that it's very, very simple. And Nam, I totally agree with you. And folks, let's move on to the income opportunity, which is a second trend here that Abudu was talking about. The only cloud storage that pays you, right? Folks, we're in a blue ocean right now. There's a book written about the red ocean and blue ocean. And red ocean is where everybody's in it. Everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie and everybody knows and everything else. But blue ocean, it's like there's absolutely nobody there. You're kind of swimming all by yourself. Well, the ocean may seem a bit scared, but let's say, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, and the fact here is you can really take advantage of this trend. And that's what we're telling you about here. So making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. So Tammy, let's summarize how this works.
Yeah, so there's 7 ways to earn, as you can see. And the ones that are highlighted is where we're going to focus, because that's really building the foundation. And then the rest are bonuses that are added on as you start building an organization. Often people, they think that they can't build an organization, but you bring in the right people who are hungry enough to build this, you'd be surprised, because we've done this over and over and over for many, many years, brought people in, and their confidence grew, and bang, they were hitting momentum and turning into great leaders. So customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short, that's for somebody who wants to become a member. And they decide they want to come in monthly or they want to come in yearly. Most people come in yearly because it's great money up front. Plus, you save value. You save a couple months of payments. So you can see there. So you get 200% upfront. If somebody comes in at the $997, they decide to go monthly. If they decide to go yearly, you get 50% upfront. What would you rather? 50% upfront is phenomenal when it comes to that $100 item. And 25% is on VIP packages. Any packages that they'll roll out in the future. The bottom part is 25% ongoing. That's for customers who just want to use the storage. And there's many people that are customers. And so the examples here would be 20 people, they signed up, they want to do monthly, and put 50 times 20 for if they decide to do yearly. And so if they all decide to do monthly, it's $400 in commission. But it's $1,000 if they all come in at the 50 times 20 people.
Now think about it, it's $1,000 US here.
Yeah,
folks.
amazing. Yeah, especially in the global market, right? And so 20 customers, same thing, 25% ongoing, rounding it off to a $10 item from $997 to $50 times 20 customers. That's $50 every single month ongoing. And that's incredible, especially when it comes to investing. If you put a little bit of money aside each time, if you invested this down the road, you do really, really well.
Totally agree. And what Tammy talked about, that's the front end. This is how everything starts. Mm-hmm. You get people involved. They install the software on their devices. Let me rephrase that. They install the software on their devices to back up all the precious data on the cloud. Okay. And from there, if they pay yearly, you get $50 or close to $50 upfront. How many times you sponsored people. Now, the back end, that's the residual. This is like you sold a desk to someone or a sofa or a chair. And once you sold a chair, let's say 10 years ago or 5 years ago or last year or last month, every time someone sits on that chair, you earn pennies or dollars. Do you understand what I'm saying? Imagine if that chair happens to be in a hotel and people are using this chair every single day, 7 days a week. That's what we call residual income. So that's what I'm going to be talking about right now. Looking at the cycle earnings. Well, we have a 2-team tree. There's a left team and a right team. If you sponsor 3 people, well, the third person has to go underneath one of those 2. If you're bringing 10 people, 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 folks, some people have done more. They had up on the right or on the left. Okay, that's the concept. Now that we understand this, let's talk about the cycle bonus because it's based on left and right. And there's 2 tiers. The 2 tiers are paying more money. So for example, tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 2 will pay you 3 times as much as tier 1. So you want to be a tier 2. And I'll explain to you exactly how to do that. How does that work? Well, first of all, you need to be active. That means you're paying your service every single month. Number 2, you need to enroll 1 person on your left team and 1 person on your right team. Okay, That's what you need to do to activate. Number 3, you need to generate a cycle. You need to have 6 people. So 6 people have to be in your team. It's either combined from you bringing the 6, or you brought your 2 and these 2 have brought others that totals up to 6 or more, or someone above you. Remember, they also have 2 sides. So someone may end up in your downline because they happen to be sharing the same leg as you. This is basically a cycle when there's 6 members on a ratio of 4-2. Every time the system sees 4-2, 1 cycle, another 4-2, 1 cycle. So if you have 1,000 on one side and 2,000 on the other side, do the math. It's always 4 on one side, 2, and you can calculate the amount of cycles that this occurs. Now, what's the value of a cycle? Well, it's based on the company's profitability in that month, and it's also based on your rank, if you're tier 1 or tier 2. Number 3, it's really interesting because that you get compensated for teaching others to do that binary cycle. Okay. So what happens is you earn, when you become a Sapphire, from 25% to 100%, which you can earn up to $1,000 from the organization of one person. If you happen to be an Emerald, it jumps up to 2,000. So the way this works is you earn 25% from the cycle of your personals that you brought 2 or 1,000. You understand this can be really compounding. So you can earn up to $20,000 from one person's organization, from one person that builds his business. You understand the potential here. Think again of Dropbox with 700 million users. Folks, eventually this is going to take off. This is what's happening. It took 7 years for Dropbox to get into momentum. We've been in for 2. So be prepared, right? It's like if you would have bought Bitcoin in 2013 and 14 and you would have put $1,000, you'd be a multimillionaire right now. So this is my point, is trends are important and you're in front of it now. The number 4, 5, 6, and 7, or generation bonus, dynamic compression bonus. You don't need to understand all of them right now. At the end of the day, as you move up in rank, these bonuses will start adding on to your income. So let's talk about the duplicatable system, Tammy.
Yeah, and there's one thing that we learned in growing a large organization worldwide is simplicity is what counts. Everybody's busy. We get that. And so if you can keep something super simple that everybody can do, it'll duplicate and everybody will go up in momentum in the growth of the organization. So sign up, go get 2 people. Everybody has data storage. Everybody's got devices. Not a hard thing to do. Go get 2 people, 1 left, 1 right, as Chris shared, the 2-team structure. Go do the same thing. Go get 2 more, 1 left, 1 right. Teach and duplicate within the organization. We keep saying 1 left, 1 right. Why is that? Because it creates a copper, and everything is built on copper, building out copper ranks. And you can see if you can duplicate that, it's going to be massive for you.
Absolutely. And Filera, you're absolutely correct. I mean, Jim Rohn said it, and many others have said it. I've said it many, many years is, GotBackup, right? The network marketing compensation plan is a personal development with a pay plan attached to it. The more you evolve as a person, the bigger your check will become. Don't blame the company, folks. You got to always look at yourself. Don't wish things were easier. Wish you were better. And this is why we have these trainings. Let's talk about how we get started, Tammy.
Yeah, super simple. $20 fee. That's annual. I come from traditional business. I mean, when you see $20, it's so inexpensive to align yourself with commissions. And so you decide you want to come in monthly. We tell everybody, come in yearly. You're going to save some money. You're going to have that set and forget. It gives you time to get yourself all set up and start building.
Totally agree. Folks, we're in 161 countries. Every time I look at Bangladesh, I think of you, Bakshi. And at the end of the day, folks, you just have to stay the course and increase your skills, increase your communication skills by following, reading, listening to mentors and training so you can evolve, so people can choose to follow you by saying the right things. Folks, recognition and achievement, babies cry for it, adults die for it. So important. And that's why we have this ladder of success. As a bronze, you sponsor 1 person. As a copper, that's what Tammy talked about. 1 on the left team, 1 on your right team. This is how you begin. This is your building block that you want to do for yourself and duplicate that with others that are coming on board. You become a silver when the duplication occurs in your business. That means someone you brought in or that was brought in by someone you brought in also became copper. You become a gold when you sponsor 5 people. By the way, when you sponsor your 5 people, the company will create a personal branding website for you for free. But then you become a gold associate when you have your 5 recruited and you have a total of 25 people in your team. Is that correct, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
25 people in your team, and there's 3 coppers into your business. That means there's 3 people that have started to duplicate. You become a platinum. Why is it important to become a platinum? Because you become from tier 1 to tier 2 on the cycle bonus, 3 times the same amount that tier 1 pays. Now keep that in mind here, folks. So from there, you need to have 10 people into your business. Okay. And these 10 people you brought in will qualify you for Sapphire and Emerald. Of course, there's other qualification there, but once you got those, you're done. Now, as a Sapphire, you need to have 5 people that are copper. The company wants you to start helping your team to duplicate. There's 50 people in your team, and now you are Sapphire. What's really cool about the Sapphire, now you're starting to earn a matching cycle. Every single time you bring someone into GotBackup, you earn a percentage of the cycles that the company will send to you as a matching cycle check. Really awesome. Again, I say check back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Direct deposit. And then Emerald, Ruby, Diamonds, you just increase your potential for the compensation plan, folks. Really awesome. Let's finish with the support
Yeah,
system.
and if some of this went over your head, don't worry, because there's a simple graph on telling you what it takes to get to the next step.
All people get it.
The system is absolutely amazing. What we have put together with the corporate team, with all the incredible leaders with this company. So support, that's the most important thing, right? If I decide I'm going to do this, what kind of support am I going to get? That's the most important. Well, you have a team behind you. Definitely have a team behind you when you make a decision to sign up. You have personalized referral link. You have a personalized landing page. You have an email marketing system that's built in, free. That blew me away, Chris, because how many times have we made investments on creating email systems for our businesses? It's unbelievable. Marketing tools, everything is there for you to succeed. It's just do it. It's that simple, right? And then you got regular online presentations. There's a company presentation on the company YouTube channel, Global Virtual Opportunities. Chris and I do them on Wednesday nights to support that group in that time zone. And we bring guest speakers in. We bring Joel in, the owner. We also have team trainings. And keep in mind that all teams of leaders that are thriving with this company, they have their own presentations, which is phenomenal. Some of them are different languages around the globe. We have team trainings that are going on directly with the company. Same company platform, YouTube channel, Global Virtual Opportunities, every single Saturday, 10 a.m. Chris and I offered to do those trainings as well. We've got a lot of years under our belt in building global businesses. So we want to be able to teach you the very fundamentals on how to get started. And again, we bring in guests as well.
So tomorrow morning here, folks, we're going to be talking about creating sub accounts for each family members, installing the mobile app, installing the computer device app, where to access these apps. Because remember, sub accounts, they don't have a login account like you do with your GotBackup account. And so we'll do a training on that, which is very, very, very important, folks. At the end of the day here, we have a product that everyone needs and a business that everyone can afford. And that's the message that we are delivering here this morning, our local time. What's important here, folks, is understanding that the company also encourages you. We have a cash contest right now that is currently live for the next 22 days. Folks, listen, for the first 100 members that will get their 5 members from the date of what are the dates here? I can't see. Oh yeah, August 13 to September 13. On top of that, You have first place, second place, third place, fourth place, and fifth place. They all get the same amount, up to 10. So the first 10 have an opportunity to win cash. But what everybody can access here is the free branding website. Like you see the girl holding on her right hand here. That's your branding website. And of course, it'll be varying from different type of personality and everything else. That's just an example of what this looks. But this is what's really important. The other thing I want to focus on here is if you go back to your log into your website, you have here use this tool. Use this tool. What it will do is it will first of all show you exactly how much of use that you're using on the cloud. And these are the button that you click on to download the software for your PC, for your Mac. These are your devices that are sitting on a desk. And these are for your mobile device, which you don't really need to come here. You just go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and then just download the app, log in with your login credential that you created, even as a sub account, and boom, start backing up your stuff. Really simple. You want to add more storage? You can see here I have 7 instead of 6 because I have quite a few things. If I click on auto login, this is my cloud, which by the way, you don't need to click the auto login. You just type in GBU cloud and it will take you there. Okay, this is online. You can go into a hotel lobby, log into your account, and you can see here that I have my computers. Now, some of you are not going to see this third button here, show your files. This is something that's brand new where it's showing my computer. This is my computer here, and every single files that are on my computers will appear here. Okay, so there's been a lot of changes right now, so it's getting an update on everything that's there. So for the sake of time, I'm probably not going to stay here too long. But the fact here is you have access to all of that. Okay. Now, these here eventually will have buttons that you'll be able to access this very soon. Now, what's really cool, if I back up my phone device, this is my phone device. This is an iPad mini. This is my phone here. You can see here, I have some family pictures that I recently just got in. Actually, I was doing a little test here when an event that took place in Congo. Really, really awesome. Number 5 over here on 2025, you can see here now we're in August. Anybody who's been following us since the beginning of the year, you can see we used to have 1, 2. Now all these directories are here because it's always adding one every time there's a new month, and I take pictures every single month for different reasons. And if you go to the collaborate and share, this is where you can drag and drop directly from your local computer right into this window over here. And for example, here I uploaded some music from my uncle who passed away and was very young. My mom wanted to have the digital copies of this, so I went ahead and created these directories. My uncle was a singer. He was actually from Trinidad, Port of Spain, and really, really cool. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation over here. If you go back to, for example, use these tools. Now, the reseller tools. This is the marketing details that you use that will create funnels. Folks, funnels are not free. Funnels cost you anywhere between $100 a month to $250 a month, depending on what company you use. On top of that, once you have a funnel, you need an email system to be able to communicate with these people that are providing you a name. And that's another income expense that adds on to it from $25. There's one right I'm paying for like 80 some dollars, but I'm also using the GotBackup version. I'm telling you folks, it's not cheap. Now, all of that is included with your $997. You need to understand the package. It's way more than just a cloud storage. It's a complete system in the box. This over here is a link that for someone to sign up. These 2 links here are for ad campaigns on Google or whatever you want to do. These 2 funnels are great for someone to try the system for free for 7 days. And if you buy the email marketing that comes with it, which is available to you on your marketplace, then at this point, it will start emailing people right away after the 7-day, encourage them to activate. Really cool. They can back up their phone and computer. This one over here are awesome. This is really good for someone who's not really a good believer in network marketing. Send them that link because the information they will receive. And again, if you buy the email marketing, it will help you market to these people. This one over here, same thing. You can buy the email marketing, or you can create it all by yourself using ChatGPT, which we have trainings. We showed you to do that. Very, very, very awesome. So folks, at the end of the day, there's so many things here that are available to you to build your business. in closing, folks, what's going on is it's a product that everyone needs, a business that everyone can afford. Do not hesitate. Get started today. Show up tomorrow. We're going to show you a little bit of the back end of how this works, but we're going to be really focusing on how do you create sub accounts. You can have up to 5 accounts on top of yours. That's 6, where we'll show you how to access the software for your phone devices, which is kind of simple, because once you create the account, you use the email that you created and the password. And at the same time, where do you access the software to back up your computer? And we'll show you all of that. Any last words, Tammy, as we end?
Jump on board. I mean, that's the key. When you see the value of what's here, you want to be able to share. You want to share it with everybody else. I just get so excited every time I look at my phone and I see the structure of my folders. You know, the accountant wanted some stuff from us this week. It was easy. Just went in, grabbed the folder, sent her the link. It was just so easy. Everything is accessible with your phone once you get everything all set up. So if you see why we're so passionate, it's because everything is at our fingertips. And we never have to worry.
We have the future. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for all the wonderful feedback, everybody. Really, really appreciate you. And have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. If we don't see you, we hope to see you tomorrow morning again for some basic trainings on the back office. So have yourself a great rest of your Friday, and bye for now.
Have a great one.